Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sunday, February 5th, 2023 edition of the Boxing Source Radio Show. That's right, we in it, we back, we got some things to talk about here. I'm your host, James Bell, the leader of the Boxing Source on social media. You could support us through following our social media channels through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and also support our channel on the YouTube page. Shout out to those that are going to be listening to the recording that will be available through iTunes, Google Podcast, Spotify, or whatever you use for your favorite podcast apps. We want to get into a few topics here in reference to the boxing news. First off, with the pressure for the WBC interim super middleweight championship, as you're going to have David Benavidez taking on Caleb Plant, and this is one of the more anticipated fights in the sport of boxing. A number of people feel like this is probably the biggest fight that could be made there in the super middleweight division. You know, um, as you have, former IBF world champion Caleb Plant. There, of course, he lost that IBF belt to Santos Saul Alvarez Barragan, as I say. And the thing about it is, you got David Benavidez, WBC interim champion. Shout out to Lefty and Chicken Talk, in here in the building live. So checking out with the Boxing Talk. Like I said, there with David Benavidez, undefeated, has held the WBC version of the super middleweight title, but is now the interim champion for the WBC. So we got, a good couple of fighters here in that super middleweight division. You know what I'm saying? So this one is one that we're really looking forward to seeing out there. You know, the thing about it is, you got the uh, bouts between these guys. That is something where I would say is some people feel like it's a 50-50 bout. You know what I'm saying? Some people feel like it's something where, you kind of have people picking Plant to win. There are also a number of people, that are picking David Benavidez to win. In the press conference was something for people to kind of like get motivated in reference to this particular bout. So you got those two guys, like I said, that were going back and forth. You had the thing there with Caleb Plant when he was on the podium. He was talking about different situations where this fight could have taken place. You know what I mean? You had one instance where you had Caleb Plant as the contender coming up. Benavidez had already won the WBC super middleweight belt years back, but that didn't materialize. And then when Caleb Plant won the IBF title, defeating Jose Euskadagui. They kind of like seen that maybe you could have had uh, those two fighting a unification bout. And that's where, the buzz kind of like came up to where it's like, hey, maybe these guys could face each other there at super middleweight. And that would have been, a hot bout there at super middleweight. But, you had the whole thing with David Benavidez having that WBC title stripped initially before he got it back. And Plant was very vocal about that particular situation, but he didn't really want to bring it up again in this press conference. So he just let that fly. But like he was saying, he had that bout set up where he was going to be facing Darrell, knowing that if he beat Darrell, then he would have that bout against David Benavidez. So he just said, hey, let me go ahead and handle this business here against Darrell, and This came after his loss to Canelo Alvarez. So he said, let me handle this business with Darrell. I get this win that I'm going right for David Benavidez. And we also mentioned the thing there with, Benavidez's lead promoter there, Sam Lukowitz, who we have talked to here on the Boxing Source on multiple occasions. But still, after all that, we still now have this bout coming up Saturday, March 25th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Thing too is, actually, live now. I'm pretty much like on site here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And yeah, tickets are now available for this fight at AXS.com. Yeah, that's right. That's tickets available at AXS.com. So we got a few things here that's popping. For me, I know that some folks in social media are talking about the floor seats for this bout. But outside of that, man, I'll tell y'all straight up, prices ain't that bad. This is MGM Grand Garden Arena, so that is one of the high profile, or probably the high profile venues there for for the boxing events. So my thing is like a lot of those seats might seem like they kind of pricey or whatever it is. But I'd say, hey, there is no real bad seat in the house at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. So you're gonna have that as the main event. You're probably gonna be setting up some good bouts to be part of that card. So I really stressing over what could happen there in this particular bout or this particular fight card. So not really all too pressed as to what could happen in there for this fight card that's on March 25th. Now, the thing about it is, March 25th is a pretty active day in the sports world, particularly in college basketball. That is, the date for the Elite Eight in the NCAA tournament. So you're going to have at least the West Regional Final that will take place on the 25th of March. I think also the East Regional Final will take place on the 25th of March also. So you're going to have, basketball, college basketball, that will be at Madison Square Garden on March 25th and also at the T-Mobile Arena on March 25th. And yep, that means that you'll have basketball at the T-Mobile Arena on March 25th. And then right after that, you'll have that pay-per-view card of David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. So that's going to be a good little event, so to speak, as to what will happen there in the sports world. But I'm definitely looking forward to seeing this thing here for David Benavidez and Caleb Plant for the WBC interim super middleweight title. And the thing with Benavidez, you know what I'm saying? Benavidez, he was coming in there, and of course, this was kind of talked about after the press conference, but he walked up to the podium. He had, his speech, I guess, or so to speak, out there within his, I guess, a cell phone or whatever it is. But thing about it is, he's like, hey, he feels like that he is, ready for Caleb Plant, and that he says that that he's gonna put Caleb Plant to sleep. He said that he guarantees that he is knocking out Caleb Plant before round 6. That is something with that's a very, very very interesting statement. there from David Benavidez. I mean, he said that he wants to really punish Caleb Plant. That he said, "quote When you're on the ground bleeding, you'll learn to how to respect a real fighter. I'm what you want to be. You're a chump." That like it's crazy that he is calling a former IBF super middleweight champion. Somebody that has that long loss to Canelo Alvarez says that that Caleb Plant's a chump. But that is, the main statement there from David Benavidez ahead of this bout March 25th, against Caleb Plant. And I know that his father and head trainer, there, Jose Benavidez Sr., also had a number of words there for Caleb Plant as well. So, I mean, this has been, a highly anticipated bout. A lot of animosity between these two fighters, a lot of animosity between, David Benavidez Sr. and Caleb Plant, too, because for those that don't know, like there's been previous confrontations that have involved Jose Benavidez Sr. with Caleb Plant, along with Jose Benavidez Jr. So uh, this is a grudge match to say the least, and I'd say that once this bout finally get comes to fruition on March 25th, you're really gonna see a definite brawl. I don't think this is something where it's gonna be a lot of talk and then people are the fighters once they get into the ring that they'll kind of like hold back a little bit. I really don't see that happening. I mean, there might be a little bit of an instance of boxing here and there, but we'll see. We'll see. What happens with all of that. But I'm just saying, hey, this is probably one of the biggest fights out there in the sport of boxing right now. And that's that's pretty much the sentiments of the lead promoter for this event, and Tom Brown of TGB Promotions, and also the president of sports and event programming of Showtime, Mr. Steven Espinoza. That they kind of like had mentioned that these two fighters are like the kind of like the top level fighters there in the super middleweight division outside of the undisputed champion Canelo Alvarez, and that the winner of this would really kind of be the main guy as far as like the super middleweight division that Canelo Alvarez would have to face, hopefully later this year. I know that number of people kind of like see that Canelo Alvarez is yet to really knock on the door facing David Benavidez over the years. And if Benavidez gets past this fight here against Caleb Plant, then there really isn't much else for fight fans to request there at super middleweight, but for Canelo Alvarez to face David Benavidez. So I mean, I'm like, hey man, why not go ahead and have that bout, and make that bout be the main thing there for the super middleweight division in 2023. But pretty much like depends on what happens here on March 25th. So definitely looking forward to that right there in this case. You got like other action that did happen over the weekend, that we'll go over first with what happened on Friday night. You had the vacant WBO super featherweight championship on the line in the main event in Arizona. You had former two division world champion Emmanuel Navarrete. They're going up against Liam Wilson, and a number of people kind of favored Navarrete fairly significantly ahead of this bout against Liam Wilson. But hey, he kind of ran into a surprise of sorts, in that bout. I kind of felt like, hey, Liam Wilson was a game fighter there ahead of this bout. Now, in that Navarrete, it really didn't expect that, someone there in Liam Wilson would be able to be as game as he was there in this instance. So, what happened is that Liam Wilson, ended up getting in there and scoring a knockdown in round four. I thought that he was kind of hurt in this instance. Navarrete was there in this bout against Liam Wilson, but he was able to shake off of that, rebound, get back into the fight, end up scoring a knockdown in round nine before leading into a blitz thereby Navarrete on Wilson for him to score a technical knockout victory through round nine. So now Navarrete is the um, WBO champion at super featherweight, um, and for that being something where I kind of like felt like Navarrete was going to be a significant favorite heading into that bout, but he still ended up getting the uh, win through a fairly close bout there through 9 rounds. Now, I mean, that would, it kind of like felt like it was more of another case of Navarrete, being a guy that, is very active, but he has the tendency of really getting hit a lot, and that for me, I feel like it's something where if he runs into, someone that has some type of, pop behind his punch, like some real pop behind his punch, then he would be in some real trouble. But in this particular instance, there against Liam Wilson, he was able to get through that. Salute to those in the live, listening live here, and also give a quick shout out to anyone that's going to be listening to the recording. We appreciate the support there. So back to it. Um, like I was saying, Navarrete, yeah, he's won the WBO title at 122. He's won the WBO title at 126, and now he has the WBO title at 130 pounds. But like I said, I mean that he's been, there have been times when he has been a very active fighter. But just because you're, very active doesn't mean that you kind of like really develop yourself or try to, hone in your skills as a fighter. And here with Navarrete, even though he has, built that record that he's had there over the course of his professional career so far, like, the thing about it is like, hey, there's gonna be some things that he has to clean up, especially if he's going to be continuing his career here at 130 pounds. Now, you have the uh, upcoming bout there for the vacant WBC title coming up that we'll be talking about here a little bit later. But you also have WBA champion, even though he suffered that TKO loss to Tank Davis, Hector Luis Garcia is there as the WBA champ, and you also have Shavkat Rakhimov there with that IBF win. But the thing about it is after this particular bout that you had there with Navarrete and Liam Wilson, remember it was slated to be Navarrete versus Oscar Valdez, but Valdez ended up being scratched, due to illness, whatnot. But he said that he would be right back at it pretty soon. There, so he did have that. Just checking in here to talk about boxing with us. Is there the host of Chicken Talk and also the host of the Jake and Lefty show here. Lazy Lefty in the building. What's happening?
What's good?
All good, man. All good, man. Hey, the bout that fight card that happened on Friday night, man. Uh, I'll just put it out there. Like this was happening while I was on the way to Vegas, and was able to catch the thing with the main event. But that co-feature bout, oh my goodness, over me straight up, man. I struggled to try to get past that fight.
Yeah, you didn't miss nothing.
Like, oh my god, like and that was disappointing to me because I thought that was gonna be a sleeper type of bout, man. I was looking forward to. I thought that was gonna be a good little scrap. It was really disappointing there, but the thing there with Liam Wilson and Emmanuel Navarrete, that one was kind of surprising for Navarrete to end up getting knocked down in that one, but Navarrete was able to get back and get the win on that.
Yeah, Navarrete, he reminds me of El Rey Martinez when he went up and faced Chocolatito, and how all that little wild swinging and just coming forward swinging shit wasn't working. So he get in there with a solid technical boxer, and this is at 130 and it's over.
Yeah, but I'm trying to figure out like who would be one of those guys there that would be like a technical fighter that he would be matched up against.
Now, Valdez.
Yeah, it could be Valdez.
He kept getting hooked with that hook by Wilson. Valdez signature punches that hook.
Yeah, he definitely took advantage of that. And Valdez, had that signature performance, there against Miguel Burchell, which I felt like he was his best fight by far, where he was able to utilize that hook. So he could do the same thing here against Emmanuel Navarrete if they end up fighting each other, and that could be next.
Oh yeah, it could very well be next.
Especially since this was like for a vacant title, so I'd say that hey, I mean you win a vacant title, and the thing with Archie Sharp. Archie Sharp, they were trying to see about constructing a fight between him and Albert Bell. So if that ends up materializing, then yeah, you're gonna have Navarrete versus Valdez next there, and I think Top Rank would probably like that too. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, speaking of Top Rank, it looked like they got an update on the thing for matchmaker, man. The PR guy, main PR guy, got upgraded to matchmaker, man.
Yeah. I knew that. I knew they weren't gonna hire Roberto Diaz. He matches tough. That's not their forte.
Yeah, that's not how they do it. That's not how they do things in order to develop their fighters there at Top Rank, or at least a lot of their fighters they have that kind of like build up their career. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like having Evan Corner as the new matchmaker. I guess he'll kind of like carry things over there. With what Top Rank been doing. I know you had something. I think I just missed the latest chicken talk. You were talking about the thing with Benavidez and Plant, right?
Yeah. Somebody said Plant. Somebody said that they couldn't watch the fight. I guess they got offended by watching the press conference. I looked at it. I didn't see what the big issue was.
Yeah, I didn't see.
Maybe they need to cover golf.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that kind of like was off kilter out of line. I mean, there were some people talking about like Jose Benavidez Sr. was kind of like talking out of pocket or talking out of line while Caleb Plant was on the podium or something like that. It of course had that little confrontation or whatever it is before the press conference happened too. So,
I mean, it's tame compared to shit like my Mike Tyson press conference or some shit. You know what I'm saying? This is really really tame.
Yeah, I thought it was like kind of like a B-level type of thing or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So, I didn't really think it was all that serious. I know that they had when they tried to do they didn't even really do like a face off or nothing like that. They were just posing out there, with Tom Brown in the middle. So they guess they wasn't no pre-fight confrontations or nothing like that either. So I was like, man, they they try to play it safe. Like I don't know what, man.
It must have worked because everybody talking about the fight.
Yeah, yeah, you talking about the fight, man, and I see tickets. I know that initially the floor seats were, like some people like saying, man, these floor seats are what? How much? I was like, they're like, dang, but outside of that, man, like the MGM Grand Garden Arena, it's not a bad venue at all. You don't really have a bad seat now, so you know how things be going on that, and whatnot. So, you know what I'm saying. But like I got another guest here checking in. The boxing academic. Hey man, boxing academic. My guy MVO really can't check in right now, man. He's like I said, he's under the weather, so he can't make that comment about Lanny Poffo, man. Rest in peace of the genius, man.
About who?
The genius, like when MVO is on or live and the boxing academic is on, he usually says, "Hey, boxing academic, do you have something smart today to say this week?" But he's like I said, MVO is under the weather, so he can't be on and checking in here. But your boxing academic, what's good with you?
Not much. I guess the only thing I want to say is that all who oppose the boxing academic will be bedridden and sick. Don't do it. It's a bad look.
Oh no, man.
No, I'm joking. I hope Matt get better. I hope he get better.
Yeah, yes.
Man, he ain't got nothing but diarrhea.
He ate some bad. What they be selling up there in New York?
What are the bodegas? The
Nah,
chop?
I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that.
Oh no. Nah, he'll mess with that, man. He'll mess with that in the Bronx, man. He'll do that. He'll do that. But yo, man, boxing academic, man, what you was checking out, man? You were checking out the fight. Were you able to catch some fights on Friday? What it is with the ESPN joints?
I no, I didn't catch it. Like I had it on, but then I like fell asleep, so I didn't watch it. But I saw
Hey,
like a
hey, look. I know, I cover the sport, but I'm gonna tell you straight up, man. One of them fights, I don't blame you. All right, yo, I got another guest in here. Posting pics of food, man. Look, man, I ain't trying to be all too hungry, man. Chef Terrell is in the building. Yo, what's happening?
And what's going on, everybody? It's been a little while. I've been hungry to get back in, but it's just been not just in case of bad time each and every week. But glad to be here for a short while. But just once again talk about that great sport of boxing. What's going on? What's up, Mike? What it is?
Not much. How you doing, Terrell?
Good.
Happy Black History Month.
Yes. Hey, forget F that. Somebody told me that the other day. I said, it's Black History every day. We make Black History every day. So it's a shame that when you think about that, how sometimes we get lost into that thought of recognizing 1 month of Black History, but in fact, every day we make Black History, and we need to keep on introducing that thought to everybody. Instead of just celebrating us for 1 month. No, every day we make Black History. Every day.
I agree with you, Terrell, but the fanfare that you're gonna see for Black History Month will be a lot less than all the other months. So just if we do get a month where people ain't dying a bunch, that they ain't glorifying Black History Month, then that'll be great. But until then, it's very wishful, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. So what's on the boxing menu today, JR?
Well, we were talking about the fight card that was on Friday night, man. I did talk about the main event there, Navarrete there versus Liam Wilson, where Navarrete did get knocked down, but responded to knock down Wilson and end up getting a 9th round TKO victory to win that WBO super featherweight title. But this was kind of like a performance that I'm not really surprised with Navarrete. He has that type of style where he's very active with his hands, but he also get his opponent get hit. So him getting like buzz there and end up getting knocked down, from Liam Wilson. I don't think that was much of a surprise to me though. But yeah, if he runs into something like that against a higher caliber fighter, maybe like against Oscar Valdez, then he could end up getting beat.
What was the controversy with him getting knocked down? Was the count long? Like I saw some, but I didn't watch the knockdown.
Oh, reference to like a delayed count for Navarrete?
Yeah, I know some people was like it was a long count or something like that, but I didn't watch it, so I can't really speak on it.
Yeah, it was kind of like a thing there where some people felt like it was a delayed count, but outside of that, man,
it wasn't just the count; it was the shenanigans after the count. The count was smooth, but he gets up, mouthpiece is on the ground. The referee picks up the mouthpiece, puts it in his mouth, upside down. Navarrete starts fumbling around with it, trying to put it right side up, and it just took a long time to get the fight back started. And all this time, the clock is still ticking. What the referee should have done is stop the clock, take the mouthpiece to the corner, let him rinse it off, and put the mouthpiece back in Navarrete's mouth.
Yeah.
But he spit it out on purpose, though, right?
So he pulled a Diego Corrales, pretty much.
He spit it out because the mouthpiece was in upside down. That's why he spit it out. Because the referee put it in. The referee put the mouthpiece in. That's not his job. He's not even supposed to do that. He wiped it off on his shirt. It could have been something on that mouthpiece. He wiped it off on his shirt, and Navarrete could have got hit and split his gums. He's not even supposed to attempt to put the mouthpiece in. He's supposed to take it over to the corner, wash it off, and let the corner put it in.
Yep. Yeah, man, and that kind of like opens things up for like you said, like controversy and stuff like that. Like you said, it should have just had like a timeout, have Navarrete go to his corner, have his mouthpiece be put back in, then resume time, and then have the thing resume. You know what I'm saying? But kind of like had that whole thing going on, man. And but also, I thought like there was something about what it was the weigh-in, where they kind of like felt like at least what Liam Wilson and his team felt like the weigh-in, like the weight or the
that
scale.
was some fishy shit. That was some fishy shit.
Because they said like Wilson, when he weighed in, he wasn't that much, high, that much over the featherweight limit, much less the the super featherweight limit. So it was like, yo, what's going on with that?
He weighed in at 126.3.
Yeah, 126.
He was like, I haven't weighed that much in 10 years. And even when they announced his weight, he kind of looked weird. But if you go back and look at the video, it was, before they came up, my guy went down and reset the scale. And then when he looked at the paper and saw it was Wilson and Navarrete, he went down there again and started fumbling with the scale again. So yeah, it was some fishy.
Yeah, that's that'd be wild there, because it's like, like you said, I mean, if Wilson, hadn't been that low in,
I mean, him weighing in at 100, I would really ignore this shit, but him weighing in at 126.3 pounds makes absolutely 0 sense in the world to anybody, unless they came out and said, we read it wrong, but there's no reason for him to weigh that little. And he said he had weighed himself like probably about 20 minutes prior on those same scales, and he was like 129 point something.
Yeah, and that's pretty much like on level with what he's been where he's been at is 129.
Yeah, and then after the weigh-in, he weighed himself again. He was up to like 132, which I mean, I understand rehydration, but you're not rehydrating. What's that? 8 pounds?
Yeah, around 6 pounds
in less than an hour.
Yeah. So yep, and like it was like you were saying, man, it's like, yo, he's been around like 129, 130, past few fights at the very least, where he's able to weigh in. So to have something like read it like 126, that's like, man, crazy there. That probably could have been something where he like you said, it could have been something where maybe the scales could have been adjusted or something like that, because be about 3 or 4 pounds under what you usually weigh in at for most of the fights that you've had before. That's crazy, because you said Wilson was at 126 and a quarter pounds, and that Navarrete was at 129 and a quarter pounds. So it's that, that's only like
Look, the shit was fishy as hell, man. The shit was fishy as hell. I mean, somebody need to explain that to me. I don't get it.
That was kind of bugging on that front, man. But they still got through with that bout, and Navarrete did score the win, so he's now 37-1 there as the WBO super featherweight champ. And that had that co-feature bout there with Arnold Barboza versus Jose Pedraza, with Barboza getting the unanimous decision win there. But man, yeah. That I don't see how that fight went them full 10 rounds, man. I was like, I ain't really like, there was nothing where like nobody looked like they were seriously hurt. There were a couple of times when Pedraza had his moments and Barboza had his moments, but it just seemed like that particular fight dragged out like big time, man.
It's time for Pedraza to get off my TV. He hasn't won a significant fight in years. And he don't be in no exciting fights either. I mean, I understand the guy's willing to take any fight, but that don't mean you got to give him any fight.
Right. Yeah. That don't mean he could step up to any type of fight or whatever it is. And before this, he was like had one loss and one draw already. So the thing about it was, it's like I don't know what like why put it back.
Check your DM real quick, JB, when you get a chance.
Yeah, I hit that up. Yeah, so that's why I was like, man, that kind of like was strange or whatnot, yeah, man, looks like the thing there for Brother G's like kind of bugging, so I had to see how he could get back in it.
Is he having a connection problem?
Yeah, it was looking like that. You know what I'm saying?
If you get a chance, put it on the screen.
All right, let me have a see if I can do this thing here. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on this joint here. So hold on. Let me see. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I could run this up here real quick. Let me see. I'll pull this joint up with let's give me a bit right quick. We'll put this thing on the tab there for the headers joint. Let's see here, man. This thing will go on. Let me see if I can run this here real quick on a 10-second joint. See how this will go. All right.
I caught a nigga cheating with these motherfuckers all week. And you find out these niggas been cheating. These niggas been cheating, nigga.
That was right. Hey, it's like, come on, man. Like, you telling me first off that I'm 126 and a quarter pounds all in the scales? Come on, man.
What's hilarious though is like everybody know this shit kind of fishy, but ain't nobody really
saying nothing about it. But you know what?
I mean, Boxing Academic. You said you didn't see what do you think, Boxing Academic?
So based on what I heard y'all saying, the two fighters, one of them was heavier, and I guess it's his promotional outfit. And so Liam, whatever his name, who was fighting, he normally a certain weight, but then he came in under, and then obviously the other guy made weight too. Is that what went on?
Yeah, he came in way under. He came in at 126 for a 130-pound fight.
And what the other guy came in?
139, right?
Yeah, just under 139 and a quarter pounds. 129 and a quarter pounds it is.
Yeah, 129.
Okay, so had he not made weight though, he would have like lost his belt or something?
Like he wouldn't have been able to fight for the belt.
I would have been able to fight for the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, it's politics.
Let's say my man said he weighed himself. He was at 139, so that was 4 pounds heavier. So he would have came in at what? 143, 133.
Yeah, 133. Yeah, if Liam Wilson said that like he was on another scale and he actually weighed it like 129 or something like that, then that that means like the scale could have probably been adjusted, you know what I'm saying, to kind of like lead things open to chance. So it's like, yo, hey, but like Boxing Academic was asking, if they had not read in there and he weighed in that it was above 130, then he wouldn't have been able to win the belt. If he
it would still been vacant. Yeah,
it's still been vacant. Kind of like that.
Well, they would have, and they also would have had to pay Wilson some extra money if he couldn't get down to the weight.
Yep. Because they had the other, they had the thing where they could do a second weigh-in. So hey, that would be the thing on that too. So.
And which promotion is this? Eddie Hearn?
No, Top Rank.
Top Rank. Oh, okay.
And they I don't know, man. They done did some fishy shit. From Fury, from the broadcast team telling Fury's corner that the fight, the cut was caused by a punch instead of a head, but they should have never did that. That you're not supposed to break that fourth wall. To who was that? They was telling went over there and told Bud that he was down on the fight. He was down on the cards doing a Porter fight. Mm-hmm. That Jason Maloney and
that Jason Maloney fight,
Franco right? Shit.
Yep.
They tried to rob Johnny Rice. My man started leaking after he punched him, and the ref gonna call it a headbutt. That's bad. It's bad questionable, man. I'm like, I know that I mentioned the thing there with Evan Korn, but Bruce Tramplin and who is it? They got the judge as a relative, man. They doing some shady shit, man, and ain't nobody even saying shit.
Bob said he ain't trying to lose no more money.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like outright blatant shit, and everybody just acting like oh well.
Yeah, like they turn a blind eye to it or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But at that level, when you have a network contract, with the high profile sporting network, like all that stuff can't really be going down like that. So they're gonna have to like Bruce Trampler, Carl Moretti, they gonna have to do something about it, do something about that. They kind of like clean that up a little bit. But like you said, Lefty, that Johnny Rice thing was something like a clear thing there, man. They try to rob Johnny Rice.
Yeah, I mean, everybody saw the shit. Clear as day.
Yep. Like right hand, man. Boom. And then you gotta say it like a head, but like ain't no way, man, a head clash, man. So that was just a crazy situation.
What I'm saying is I've always been level-headed about the situation. But Deontay Wilder started to make me think. I've always said I needed evidence to believe, but shit, these motherfuckers is doing some real shady shit.
He said he had evidence.
I'm just saying, me personally, I support Wilder. I support Wilder to the end, but I'm also, I'm also an evidence-based guy.
Yeah, feel you. But I don't know, man. Like Wilder did say they had something in the works, man. So I don't know, man. I don't know. He also had the thing in Saturday over at New York City Theater at Madison Square Garden. You had Mana Serrano. She ended up being the undisputed champion there in her bout against Erica Cruz. You also had more action there in what was it, the thing for Alicia Baumgartner, where she ended up winning over Ellen McCallum to become undisputed champion that super featherweight division, since Choi didn't really want to fight Alicia Baumgartner, but you had a whole bunch of unanimous decision victories in that fight card, including that thing with Richardson Hitchens who a number of people are talking about there.
Yeah.
Scott Nicholson, who's talked about by a certain number of people. Also had Ramla Ali there, but one bout that I kind of like, that stood out to me, uh, ended up in a TKO victory, and that's from Shadeja Green over former champion Ilian Sedarus. And I'm saying, and I have some folks that's been in the game for a while that's been telling me for years that Shadeja Green is like they saying like Shadeja Green coming for the top folks out there, and like she's there at like 11-0 with 10 of those wins by stoppage, and had this victory by stoppage here over Ellen Sedarus. And I'm like saying, hey, I think she's gonna be next for Franchon Cruz DAZN, and that I don't know. I think DAZN probably needs another bout being a unified super middleweight champ before going up against Shadeja Green. I know DAZN is a fan favorite for a number of people, but Shadeja Green is, I don't know, that's a load and a half. To say the least, that's a load and a half there. But I mean, like I said, you had that bout. Folks are talking about the thing with Serrano against Cruz. It said like when that bout they weren't sure why they didn't end up stopping the bout early because head clash, because Cruz was like really bleed out there from the cut that she had, but that ended up going to 14, and Serrano got the unanimous decision victory. I just think that Serrano's best route of action is to have that rematch there against Katie Taylor, and for Alicia Baumgartner, I mean that Troy fight ain't really gonna happen anytime soon either. So I think that rematch with Michaela Mayer is gonna end up happening next too. So that's what I had in reference to that card. But also the thing with Richardson Hitchens, a number of people think that he could be a thing to watch out for there in the super lightweight division, but that's still 140 is a very deep division.
Bro, I heard people talking about bring on Regis. Man, let this boy develop.
Regis will
let this boy develop.
Yeah, Regis will cook him right now, like easily. He'll cook him right now easily. Like, yeah, let him develop. He's got 16 pro fights in. Let him have a few more fights there. And I think that Matchroom will match him up fairly well against other fighters there before he gets into the I guess the higher contender spots there at 140. And I think like
the top Regis ain't nothing that you get in there playing around. You don't get in there playing around with
nobody. Regis. Yeah. So it's like, they gotta hold off on putting Hitchens in there with someone like a Regis Prograis or anybody like that. So yeah, that's
and I saw 2 Floyd Mayweather comparisons. Like, bro.
Oh man, they need to slow down with that.
Yeah, realize Floyd was looking that way against Zuda, Zab, and Corrales and Castillo and Manfredi, not against no fucking Bowser.
Yeah,
okay? Nigga like Bowser, Floyd was getting out there in 3 rounds.
Yep, like easily, So yeah, they gotta slow down in the comparisons there, man.
I tell you, anytime they see a nigga do a shoulder roll and a check hook, he the next Floyd.
Yeah, they the next Floyd. Like, come on,
Jesus
man.
Christ, dog. Do y'all really understand the level of competition and the skill level this dude was operating at?
Like,
nobody's out there as the next Floyd. Nobody.
He's like Floyd's doing that right now. Even at 40 plus years of age, he's doing that right now, man. So that's kind of like how that thing going, man. What's this thing, man? Oh no, I gotta check something with the card that's next week, man. Because got the Ray Vargas versus Vargas-Foster card.
Yeah.
And what is the thing, man? Like that, it's supposed to have Mario Barrios versus Giovanni Santiago. That's this is a long while since Barrios was in this joint, man. So
Yeah, since he lost to Keith.
Yeah, since he lost to Keith, man, that's a good ways out, man. So I mean, there's that. What is it? Linear Perils on this thing, man. The Alamo, and they put this card. Hey, they put this card in the Alamo Dome, man. I'm like, yo.
I don't know what it is about that Alamo Dome, but say Golden Boy had a card there. What's this PBC second card or third card there?
Yeah, they second card there or something like that, man.
That building is huge.
Yeah, it was like they had that San Antonio Spurs Golden State Warriors game in there, man. Set the record for attendance or whatnot, but for a boxing match, that even with the basketball game, they said the seats were bad in there, man. So it's like for boxing, oh man, I don't know how they're gonna do this, man. It's gonna be wild. It's definitely gonna be wild, but yeah, you gonna have Vargas there, moving up another division too. Like he's doing the same thing that Navarrete is doing, going up against Vargas-Foster, but Foster getting this first opportunity there to fight for world title. He's kind of like had some of them regional titles at super featherweight, but now gets the shot to fight for the WBC world title. So this will be something good for him. But I kind of like found that interesting that Ray Vargas, man. I'm like, yo, the dude just beat Mark Magsayo for the featherweight title, man. Now he just going in his next bout, he going into super featherweight, man. I'm like, this is wild, yo.
That's a good fighter too, a very good fighter.
Yeah, very good fighter. But
I had some on the last card, on the last, from last night, the cards from last night.
Oh, from Saturday night, the Madison Square Garden Theater. All right, yeah. What you got?
So 2 fights that I watched. I mean, I watched all of them, but the 2 fights that I care to speak on is the Baumgartner fight.
Mm-hmm.
You know how young fighters have to learn when to hold them and when to fold them, in a sense.
Mm.
I mean, maybe she has these issues in enough of her fights to where she's a front runner, and then she starts to slow down and then get hit a lot more than what she does in the first few rounds or the first half of the fight, and then she slows down. But yeah. I get her for trying to get the lady out of there, because I mean she was hurting her. But you got to be measured in that case, because that's what happens. And then you had an Anthony Joshua syndrome. Anthony Joshua, I mean, he probably leaned down, but at the point in time when he tried that, his muscles was too big for the oxygen to get in there, and it didn't necessarily help her. I guess for a woman, she probably got big muscles too. But yeah, man, you
just no, hey, I got actually, you know what? They had to think. I gotta pull up the joint from oh my God, Jake Donovan, man. He had that comment on there for what happened with Alicia after the fight. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I can check this thing, man.
Well, she said she has just started her period.
Yeah.
I mean, but that makes, on their first day, a woman is real weak and feel dizzy on their first day of their period. So that's probably
be real drained. You won't have that much. It's definitely that won't have that much energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But, so that definitely affected her.
Definitely. She said I can handle anything. I started my period today. Oh my.
It's like it was tough. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this shows my toughness there. That's what she was saying, man. So yeah. But
her and Harrison talk to each other.
I have no idea about that. Okay, I'm not touching that. That is not going to be something that I will follow up on.
Okay? Yeah. I mean, I was just curious.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no idea, man. But she's got that undisputed title. But yeah, like I was saying before, I think that the fight, a rematch between her and Michaela Mayer is the best route. Of course, it's going to be the most lucrative route. And I think it should be like they should they'll try to have it here in the States because outside of this bout here, Baumgartner's previous few fights were over in the UK. For her to kind of like get the titles and unify the titles and whatnot. So she had this one bout here, at the Madison Square Garden Theater. And maybe she wants to have a hometown fight of sorts, but outside of that, having a fight against Michaela Mayer in a rematch, that would really be kind of like significant to have here in the U.S. So I don't know, maybe they could have the thing where Shields and Marshall have a rematch over in the States and have this be there as the undercard as well. So we'll see how that goes. I mean,
Yep. And my other comment was about the Hitchens fight.
I
you can tell he definitely has, like, how some people, you can tell their experience or their ability to let me just say experience by going to the Olympics. Did he go to the Olympics?
or the thing that him. Well, I thought he was a qualifier. I don't think he did the Olympics, but I'll verify that though.
Okay. Well, all I'm saying is, I for him to be a young fighter, you can tell that he got enough fights under his belt. The one thing that I will say is I couldn't help but thinking with his body build, with his sort of measured style,
Mm-hmm.
he would do well with Errol Spence's trainer. But he would have to throw more punches than he threw
Derek James.
with Derek James. I think that style would bring out more from him with like the pace that he sort of fights at, and then just kind of getting more punches per round out of him, and throwing more body shots and stuff. Which he was throwing a couple body shots, but he did well. The guy Balza. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie. I didn't watch the fight, but I saw everybody saying that he should have got him out of there instead of going the distance.
The guy Balza, man, was kind of pissing me off. It was like, how you play somebody and, like, let's say you go up for a layup in basketball and they come like tackle you like before you land, and then like you like, dang man, you trying to hurt me? This a game. You ask them, you trying to hurt me? That was kind of like Balza in the boxing sense. And it's just like I get he wanted to win, and I commend him for his warrior spirit, but it's just like, come on, guy. It's like you trying to hurt this man, like on some intentional, like hurting him.
Yeah, like intentionally foul him and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of pissing me off, but luckily you could tell that Hitchens has that sort of Andre Ward-esque attitude to where he like, hey, you need to stop this. If you ain't gonna stop it, I'm gonna make you stop it. So yeah, I think he with a little bit more fights under his belt, he should do well. But let's not like put him in too heavier fights too early. Let's let the man get his feet under him.
It's some killers at 140, man. And
a lot of them.
A lot of killers. So yeah. Speaking of Andre
Yeah.
Ward, I heard him. I didn't see it, but I heard him and Tim Bradley went at it after the fight. Did y'all see it?
No, I ain't see it. I ain't see it, man.
He was telling Tim Bradley had that same energy for Canelo that you got for Earl Spence.
Oh well, shoot. I would commend Andre Ward for saying that. Like, yeah, if you got all that smoke for Errol Spence, then you should have that same smoke for Canelo. But yeah, I had to go check up on that one.
So he was talking smack about Spence during the telecast.
I heard of it. It's on YSM page. JBZ. If you go to YSM page, you can see it. It's right there. It wasn't even that long. I mean, it wasn't even that long of a second.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was like a small back and forth on that. But yeah, on the thing with Richard Hitchens, I had verified like he was part of the Olympic team 2016 thing. Under Haiti. Did end up losing to Gary Antoine.
Yeah, Gary Antoine got him and Boots.
Yeah. So So yeah, he's so he has that Olympic background. A lot of those.
Yeah, that's another one. You know what I'm saying? That's another killer at 140. So it's a lot of killers at 140, man.
Like I said, I mean, you still got the IBF title fight that's supposed to take place.
Matias and Ponce.
Ponce, yep.
Yeah, another two killers, man. I mean,
of course, Regis there sitting as the WBC champ. I
don't know if you want to count Taylor. I don't even know if he.
Nah, I don't. Man,
at 140 anymore.
He might as well give up that WBO title, man. That man talking about he injured over and over again, man. I'm like, nah, man.
That Catterall fight. Catterall might as well. He was talking to Regis about fighting. They might as well go ahead and fight, man.
Yeah, he might as well do that.
Instead of wasting this man time. You gonna waste this man time for over a year.
Yeah, because thing with because you got Barbosa. Like I said, he got that win, but like I wasn't really impressed with that. Lippiet said that he wants to hold a smoke with everybody, so you can't forget about Lippiet. And then we gotta see what's up with this. If
Jose get your boys at 140 now. Raleigh.
Yeah, you got rolling back. I gotta see what he's gonna do, man. Like, what his next fight's gonna be.
Man, put him in there with Gary Antoine.
Oh man, that would be an exciting fight for as long as it lasts. I would like to see that. That would be an exciting fight as long as it lasts.
Is Gary Antoine compromised in terms of his ability to take damage now? Is he compromised? Because the last few fights, he get hit like maybe. I mean, he does. He get hit clean, which you can only expect to like get hurt. But like I don't. It's sort of like Anthony Joshua. Well, he don't get hit. It doesn't seem like he get hit that hard, and he bugs and stuff. Is he compromised now?
Gary Antoine?
I don't know Gary.
The one who just lost, Gary Antoine. That's the Gary Antoine.
That was it. Gary Antonio that got stopped.
Yeah,
that's another weight class.
Oh, yeah. Antoine is the main one, the big brother.
Yeah, the one at 140.
Yeah. The one like his last fight was against
Rodriguez. No, his last fight was it against Poster?
No, it was against who's one that won a belt?
Which one we talking about? Antoine or Antonio? Antoine. His last fight won against Poster?
No, it was
Bartholomew.
Francis Bartholomew was the latest one at the Barclays. Yeah, so he got that stoppage win where it was controversial because he got the knockdown and Bartholomew got up and then the referee looked at him and didn't wait the bout. So yeah, man, I would really like to see who Gary Antoine ends up fighting next because he's still out there waiting to see what would be his next bout. You know what I'm saying? So that's and
he's supposed to be. I thought he was supposed to be fighting Puello, whatever his name is.
Puello, I ain't see that being official yet. So I don't know about that. That would be a good little bout though at 144 for him. Since Puello had that. He has a WBA belt, but they haven't said what Puello's next bout is going to be to defend that belt. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, but that just shows like how many fights or potential fights that could be there at 140 pounds, man. That's a lot. So very deep division that thing there with Richard Hitchens that Boxing Academy mentioned. He still would have like a lot of work to do in order to probably have this name and hat for all that. So there's that, man. What was the other thing that I saw? What was it? Shakur Stevenson has another headline bout coming up on April. It's gonna be April 7th. There, and they're kind of like shaping up things as far as like what that card is going to be. So you're gonna have, of course, he's gonna headline that bout there in Newark once again. So you're gonna have another fight card there in Newark for his hometown fans and things like that. You're gonna have him against Shui Shuichiro Yoshino. Yeah, I guess that's how I see it. Shuichiro Yoshino. And it's supposed to, have a Jared Anderson on that fight card. Keyshawn Davis supposed to be on that fight card. I think Damian Neba is supposed to be on that fight card as well. That was an interesting little interview I had with Damian Neba with this promoter there of Kaunaki Promotions. So you're gonna have a lot of those those fighters that they put on the top ranked cards usually, like the Keyshawn Davises, Duke Reagan's, Troy Isley's, Shushu Carrington, who did fight over in New York, a few weeks back too. So that's gonna be the card that's gonna fill up the Prudential Center thing there for April 8th. So you did have that news that came over within those past few days too. So you did have that.
These niggas fighting anybody.
I don't think that Keyshawn may fight such a higher level than who he had in his last bout. There, I thought I would have been able to see him stop Juan Carlos Burgos there, at MSG, but that didn't happen. I'm gonna see. This will be a real outside shot, but I'm gonna talk with. I'll see if I can talk with Jared Anderson's trainer tomorrow. Before I head back over the East Coast or whatever it is, because he said that they're
who K Karoma?
No, not K Karoma. Coach Derry Riley is his head coach, main coach. So I'll see if I'll catch up with him here before I head back to the East Coast and see what's up with that. But you got a lot of these young fighters that will be featured in this because outside of
one Keyshawn opponent already announced. What am I tripping?
I had to look that up to see if they did.
Who's he fighting? He's fighting Tago.
Oh yeah, Emmanuel Tago. Yeah. So they that's right. Because that was my thing. It's like, oh man, they get this thing. They get this thing with Tago, man. They put him in positions to have these type of fights, man. I'm like, yo, how they do this, man? You know what I'm saying? So hey, shout out to Peter Kahn and
he comes cheap.
Yeah, he does. I'm like, shout out to Peter Kahn and then Lou Bella, man. They putting Tago in these spots, man. But I don't know, man. Tago would probably give Keyshawn a real tough look there, because you know how Tago fights. He has that real awkward style. You've seen that against Ryan Garcia and among other fighters too. So we'll see how that pretty much that goes there. Reference that. But we'll see how that fight card shapes up there for March. But we got a lot of action that's still on slate that we'll be talking about here on the Boxing Source, man, and we'll continue that here next weekend, man. But thanks to all those that are able to join in on the live here on the live podcast. Like I said, it'll be available through iTunes, Google Podcast, Spotify, whatever you use for your favorite podcast apps. We'll get right back at it.
You gotta teach me how to do that.
Oh yeah. I'll link you on that one. With that being said, that brings the end to this particular version of the Boxing Source Radio Show. And like I say at the end of every show, folks, point of boxing is to hit and not get hit, not to send and trade. On that note, folks, I'm out. Have a good evening, everybody.